You know, we're all born imperfect. We're all flawed as human beings. We've all made, bad decisions in our life and stuff like that. So I kind of got mad and I told him, yeah, of course. And he said, so what do you think about sin? And I said, well, sin is when you do something bad and then, you go against God or you shoot people, stab people, lie to people. That's a sin. And he said, not so. And that was the first time that it kind of like, he shook my world upside down. I was like, what do you mean? This is kind of weird because that's what I always learned. Even though I wasn't Christian, Catholic or anything like that, I knew that doing bad things it's a no-no. You don't do that. But he explained to me that sin was actually twofold. The first thing is it's trusting yourself above the word of God. So trusting yourself more than God, that's what sin is. And number two, it was inheritance. So he explained to me the analogy of you're Chinese, you didn't choose to be Chinese. You were born that way. Your father was Chinese, his father was Chinese, etc. It was passed down. Likewise with sin, it wasn't that you did anything wrong, but your father, Adam was evil, he was sinful, and then it passed down to us. So we were born as sinners. And at that time, it really made sense to me because my son, he was like 4 years old at the time. And I always taught him well, hey, don't follow the way that daddy went, like be good, respect your elders, et cetera, et cetera. Never taught him how to lie, steal, or do anything like that. But at the age of 4, he loved eating gummy bears. And I remember like he would always want gummy bears. If he could just live off of gummy bears, he would do it. But with the veggies, I told him you have to eat veggies first and then you can eat some gummy bears. But I would see him trying to hide the veggies, trying to take it to the little potty and throwing it in there. And, who taught him that, and he even got to a point where he would steal the gummy bears. He would scoot the little stool over, climb on top, reach at the top of the cabinet, pull out the gummy bears. And I caught him red-handed. I'm like, what are you doing one day? And he was like, nothing, Dad, nothing, So who taught him that? I never taught him any of that evil stuff, but it was part of him. And it was something that was actually normal for him, for kids to rebel. And then he used the analogy of an apple tree, which really put it in perspective. He said, when you look at the seeds of an apple, where are the apples? But if you plant it, as it grows, it'll only produce apples. No matter how hard it tries, it cannot produce oranges or mangoes. Likewise, when you look at a baby, where's the sin? It's very cute, it's loving, but as it grows, as it matures, all you see is sin. They start to, lie, they start to cheat, steal, they can even murder, And so when I saw that, it really made a lot of sense to me as a person.